Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm going to apologise for the late uploading and filming of this video. Had a massive spike in my anxiety and I'm currently staying with a friend for support. But we're going to look at the issue 140, July 2022, Airfix Model World. So we're both going to go into this blind. I haven't really had a good look at this yet. Some nice F86F Sabre artwork on the front for the Norwegian Air Force. And we also have a 172 Mustang from Armour Hobby here, and the all-new 124 Porsche 911 Targa from Revel. So brilliant. Introductory letter, and this is a Saab Vegan on the front, and then we're coming into the contents. So we got a few different builds here, mostly aircraft, I have to say by the look of it, but we've got an F14 Tomcat, which this one is an intermediate build for Tamiya's 148 scale Tomcat. 50 for the Sabres, 148 scale Sabre. We know about the 124 scale Porsche from Revel, and the Mustang as well. We also have the 40-year anniversary build for Starling Models 1700 scale HMS Glamorgan, the Exocet Survivor. So let's crack into this. We have some news, some information about Airfix's Austin K2Y ambulance, which is being released, and some Mezek. Having previously flirted with the subject of Czechoslovakian built Messerschmitt Me109s in 148 scale, Edward has released two new 172 scale tooling of Avia's S199 Mezek. Airfix releases for May, Margate's Fighter Squadron here, 2022 include very welcome returns for three of its quarter scale fighter aircraft kits: the P-51D Mustang, Spitfire Mark 12 and Mark 18, plus a blast from the past with its vintage classics 172 scale Fiat G50. New Gotha glider, so German World War II glider, 148 scale here. Fine Molds carrier based Phantom in 172 scale. Plenty going on. I'll do the usual with the show guides. I'll do the photographs and insert them around about now. And here we go with the first build, which is basic build. Gary Tobis builds possibly the best 172 scale P51B/C Mustang on the market, Armour Hobbies new tooled offering. So yeah, basic build here. So again, going through the build process and everything, as well as painting and basic weathering. And we then have eggs, marks of spots. Now this is, I think it may have been the last issue or 2 issues previously, I mentioned that if I was to get perhaps a B-17 or a Privateer or Liberator or something like that as a model kit, I would really be interested in making it as an assembly ship. And lo and behold, although this is a obviously an egg shaped model, toy model. This has been done in delivery of an assembly ship. So if you remember, I said that the assembly ships during World War II would take off and then the bomber squadrons would form up on the assembly ship before it then flew out in the direction that they were going in, and when everybody was set it would then peel off and return back to base. So this is an example of an assembly ship, really brightly coloured, looks fantastic, love it. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a 172 scale Liberator, Privateer or B-17 or something like that as an assembly ship. And if you Google assembly World War II bomber assembly ships, you can see all the various brightly coloured paint schemes that were applied to these aircraft. We then come into another basic build for the Porsche Revel's newly tooled 124 scale Porsche 911 Targa. Looks nice. I mean, I'm not a sports car fan. I'd rather have practicality over looks. I would love if I could get hold of an old Series 3 Land Rover that was running. I'd probably enjoy that more than owning a Porsche. But hey. It's a nice metallic finish on this. Dark side of modelling. So we're doing pre-shading with the Airbrush Series. So we did some bits and pieces in the last issue. Nice example of a Harrier there. And some more examples of how pre-shading is done before you then coat over with your top coats. Some out and about YVonne model show, particularly like this 176 scale JB Models aircraft refueling truck. Filling up the bladders. Where I used to live, we would often see the Chinooks bombing about carrying the bladders, and I lived not far from local training areas, and during the summer we could often see the Chinooks carrying these as part of like exercises to the training areas. They'd drop them off and then carry on, come back, pick them up, that sort of thing. Right, another basic build for this F4 Phantom Air National Guard, and this one is Fine Moulds kit. Okay, so yeah, there you go, nicely done. Now, the 148 scale Airfix North American F86 F40 Sabre in Royal Norwegian Air Force Flying Jokers Aerobatic Display Team. So there you go. That's actually really nice. Loving this. This is an intermediate build, so they're using some replacement resin parts. Loving the detail that they've put into the cockpit and the ejector seats. Look at this. Splinter camouflage for the Saab Viggen. This is in this one is Special Hobbies 148 scale Saab Viggen. So advanced build in this particular article, and this one is being depicted on the tarmac with engine covers in place. And then how they built up the camouflage scheme. Lovely. Right, moving on, we have the Exocet Survivor Starling Models 1700 scale kit, HMS Glamorgan. These appear to be the constituent parts here. There's quite a few bits and pieces. Nice little Wessex helicopter on the stern. Now, Mighty Mover. Now, okay, so this is IBG's model of the Scannel tank transporter. Now, I have the Airfix, an older kit, which I'm going to build, and this is going to come in handy because some of the cabling for the trailer ramps are going to be useful. So what I'm going to look at is using this as a guide when I build the Airfix one, but I'm also going to try and get hold of a one of the new Airfix Sherman Fireflies to go on as a load for the trailer. So IBG models. They've got a Crusader tank on that. Now the Airfix one doesn't come with any plastic to go in place for the glass, so I'm going to try and cut, use the window frames as a stencil and cut glass to sit in place. .148 scale Tamiya F14 Tomcat, very nice indeed, intermediate build. The Swingling Aircraft were a really good concept, but obviously we're moving away from the fast movers that we used to have. I'm just trying to think. I mean, obviously we got the Panivia Tornado, which was swing wing. The Rockwell B1B bomber is swing wing. The F111 was swing wing. Just trying to think of any other swing wing aircraft that we had. The theory being that it could have the wings out straight, as it were, which gives it more lift, so it enables the aircraft to carry more weight at takeoff, and then you can transition to swept wing during flight to target, etc., for supersonic travel. That was the, as I understand it, that was the thinking behind swing wing aircraft. So, yeah, Majestic Raptor. .148 scale Israeli's distinctive three-tone camouflage. So this is going through that process, basic build for this one, and it does very much resemble a Mirage, but as I understand it, this is the Israelis version. Really bold colour scheme with this black and yellow triangles. And we're into off-the-shelf pre-invasion photography. Normandy Air War 1944. We got T-34 reference book. We were never there for the U-2 spy plane. F14 Tomcats. Naval Study United States Navy. Sherman Firefly. Argentine Exocet carriers. Gurum TBF Avenger. Double Ugly Sundowners. Sundowner Phantoms. Israeli late generation patterns. Leopard 2. Aircraft camo collection. Model kits. F14D Supercom Tomcat by Avant-Garde Model Kits, 148 scale here. Observation Duo, the Bronco here, and what's the other one? O2A Skymaster. Fairy Swordfish, Mark 1, 172 scale from Airfix. February 12, 1942, anniversary of Operation Fuller and the Channel Dash, with this edition of its 2012 tooled 172 scale Fairy Swordfish kit. None of the parts are changed and 2 of the marking schemes are retained from a previous Channel Dash edition. Detail was perhaps not quite as crisp as Airfix's more recent releases, and areas of this sample's fuselage exhibited slightly pebbled surfaces. Okay, could be an interesting subject to build. MiG-23 floggers, Stukas, 172 scale here. Flying Sunderlands. Now I believe my maternal grandfather was a Sunderland pilot during the war, World War II. And a P-51D Mustang there. Into some armour, 135 scale LAV-AT, World of Tanks Panzer III. Airfix releasing their Japanese Type 97G hard tank in 176 scale. And some other bits and pieces. We've got a double kit here from Italiari for wargaming. And classic Airfix maritime duos. HMS Repulse, Frog 1600, HMS Prince of Wales, Frog 1600. First model in 1982, but now available under the Frog name. Some resin figure kits here. And into the Decals. Eastern Front mainstay. T-34 tanks in Polish service, 1943-45. Mirage 3Rs, Belfort, 1986. This one is 737-700 Sky Up Airlines, 1/144 scale decals there. And decals for 148 scale Chipmunk basic trainers. So there you go. Going into some aftermarket parts. We've got some nice SR71 Edward frets here, photo etch. Yak and lav straps. Quite a few different bits and pieces. Ship scale Splendor. These are 1/700 scale 20mm oilercans. You've got Carly floats, small oilercans, Bofors 40mm. Tornado Wheels 172 scale. And there you go. So, coming into the final bits of the advertising and display case. So, nice, couple of nice rally cars. British infantry on patrol. Well, it looks more like a tactical bimble than an actual patrol formation, but hey, there you go. And this nice Hurricane, is it a Hurricane? Yeah, Hawk Hurricane. Recent 172 scale Ragwing Hurricane Mark 1. Prototype airframe. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you did, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Alright, take care. Bye bye.